the worst supports I've seen in my entire life. GG's.
You weren't really healing, to be honest. Free wins if you're on the other team. I died in front of supports like 19 times.
Blameless supports. The usual.
Like usual.
Hey there, YouTube. Many of you know that I'm big on accountability on this channel, taking responsibility for one's actions in order to grow as a person, as a human being, and in this case, as a gamer. So what I really need from you guys is your assistance. I need you to be honest with me. If I'm a bot and you know it, I need you to clap your hands. Put the clap hands emoji every time you see me botting out in this video. Don't worry, if you need the song sung, if I'm a bot and you know it, clap your hands. If I'm a bot and you know it, clap your hands. If I'm a bot and you know it and you really need to tell me, then you go in the comments, clap your hands. That's it. It's very simple, because apparently I am the worst support this person's ever seen, and he's got people in the game who want to back that up. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch some of the devs, and by some, I mean all of the devs that these two people who claimed that I didn't heal them had to say. We're just going to watch it. We're just going to go over it. We're just going to see if I was blind to the truth and I need to get new glasses, need to get a new prescription, need to get a new eye doctor, because clearly what's going on here is not matching what's going on the monitors in front of me. So that being said, without further ado, let's dive right in. So I figured that the fairest way for me to evaluate this is for me to look at each and every one of these individual players' deaths and then see what I could have done to have prevented it, or if it's actually their fault. So the number on the left, that will go up when it's my fault, when I'm an idiot, when I am a low IQ, knuckle dragging Neanderthal individual. And on the right, it'll go up when it's not my fault, because you see there, I put down a bubble. I saw that they were backing up, they were retreating, they were being dove. I put down a bubble. I was preemptive, proactive, making sure that they had some heals, and I'm shooting them. They're in the bubble, then they leave the bubble, and they also have two Scarlet Fades on cooldown. But you know, I get it. It's early, first fight. So they're walking back, same situation. I put it down, and they actually get knocked out of my bubble this time. But they also had two Scarlet Witch Fades up. So let's just take another look at it. As you can see, we're coming back. Take a look back at my shark. He's still alive. Making sure no one's diving us. Put that behind so we have something to back up into. And then, well, yeah, but I'll take the blame for that one, sure. But don't worry, we make up for it here, because the magic tries to get us. She thinks that I'm just asleep at the wheel. And guess what? I'm right here with my other support. We're playing patty cake. We get out, and it gives our Spider-Man a chance to go ahead and secure the kill. And then we move forward, and believe it or not, we take the point. But when we take the point, as you know, the point moves on auto. Why are you in their spawn? What value did you... Apparently, that's my fault too.
When does crack... Now, so the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play for you?
Now, this one was a bit of a fustercluck, I'm not going to lie to you, because as you can see, they got the 10-second ad break. No one's going to die in there. But to go in front of an ulting Iron Man, Loki clones, and their tank was a bit weird. But I'm going to show you what happened to me. Because, as you guys can see, the cart is way back here. We come out of the portal to try to retake. They immediately fall back. The cart is way back that way. And no one's on it. So it's moving very gingerly, very slowly. Once again, me and the shark backing up, making sure we can protect ourselves. Magic dies yet again. And then everyone decides that they're going to go around the corner, which is fine. But at this juncture, Iron Fist is in pretty deep. Strange is in deep. Wanda's in deep. They activate the 10-second ad break, which means nothing is probably going to die. I decided to throw my bubble in there to make sure people can get out, come back to us. We now have the puddle, and then I get RKO'd out of nowhere. I'll admit, I got cooked. But best case scenario, being alive in that situation, at that position, there is no way that I was going to keep that Scar alive either. But because I died on that last one, we're going to add that to the me being an idiot counter. Now here, they're in pretty deep. I put down a bubble to try to save them. They leave the bubble and they get bursted down. But you know, that's right in front of me though. I'm actually not going to blame anyone for this, because this is them just trying to take space aggressively, and they just have more damage out there on the field than I could supply them with heals. Tough. Now we're going to look at the defensive perspective, and it was a pretty good hold for the first like 25 seconds, because you can see I'm being preemptive. We're getting kills. I'm getting a lot of ult charge. I'm healing people, keeping them up, making sure they have a place they can retreat to safely, keeping LOS on them while playing some cover, you know, being able to back behind these boxes on the left. And as you'll see here, they're at full health. I go to reload, they explode. They explode. They got punched in the face by Thing, got super bursted down. Now Thing's in my lap, and everything goes downhill. Now here, they're Invisible Woman ults, and I think most people would probably have tried to back up there, but I guess I had something to do with that. That's my fault too. Now this next one is interesting because you're gonna see something kind of funny. The entire team is about to get rolled because we use our Luna ult. We get a big stun, but he doesn't stun the Thing. The Thing gets an ult, then we get double stunned by their Strange, and even if I were to have caped one of them, 3 of us were dead by that point. But even if I did cape one of them, I would have gotten hit by the second one, and the same result would have been in play here. Now let's go back and show you exactly how that fight unfolded in the first place. They ulted. We counter support ult. So we're like, okay, we could probably play up a little bit here, just a little bit aggressive, which makes our Strange hard commit to ult because they see that their support ult's over. So he walks up, tries the ult, and then we get double ulted, and as you can clearly see, 3 of us were dead before I was even given a chance to push a button. But this was just the team getting outplayed here, so once again, I'm not going to give anybody a point on this one. Now, as for the second complainer, they were playing Spider-Man at the beginning of the game, and we're not even going to count the first death because that could happen to anyone. They're low, they get out, but then for some reason, they re-peek it and go around the corner to where our heals wouldn't be able to get to them. Which, you know, once again, could happen to anybody. But, my guy, you dove directly into an Iron Man, and you just got unibeamed. Like, there's nothing I could do about that, big dog. Especially when you're looking at the entire situation of 4 of us are dead. Like, I don't even know why you went in there. Our Iron Fist died. Our Strange was low. Our Wanda's dead. And in hopes of trying to keep any of you up, our Shark died. But it's okay. You're going to make up for it. You're going to get a big pull on the backline support. And then you just got dumpstered. But that, you know, maybe I'll take blame for that one too. You know, somehow I didn't save you. My fault, gang. But this next one, Jesus Christ could have been at the wheel. Jesus Christ could have picked up my mouse and keyboard. Wouldn't have been able to save you there. And this one is kind of funny because I saw we're getting low. I support ult. I get out of the way of the incoming Iron Man ult because I knew he was going to try to get me. So I was going to go in this little alcove here. He does miss. He doesn't kill me. But I want to point out the fact that our Hela died. Now, how did they die, you may wonder? They leave my bubble again. They think they're somewhere safe. They're not. They're still in LOS. And then they don't step in my ult. But I guess because I didn't ult directly out of the way, directly towards them, I guess that's on me too. My fault, gang. But we got another one coming up here in a minute that I think is going to be pretty funny. So this person's going to walk up, they're getting healed, and then they died, right? I want to prove why I said just because you're in front of me does not mean you have infinite health. Because they're at full health. They're dead. They went from full health to dead in a second and a half. After already getting some heals sent their way. I don't know what you want from me. And look, even when I give you the most egregious, stacked against me, most biased towards me being the villain and the ELO agent statistical analysis that I can give, most of the onus of your deaths are still on you. And as you can see right now with the stats on your screen, if I'm not healing, then no one healed. There was 0 supporting in this game at all, ever. Never happened. Support was a myth between anybody who touched the characters in this game. Now, a genuine criticism that I probably will have of this game is I definitely probably could have focused on doing more damage, but anytime I even so much as thought of being a black man playing Tyrone in this lobby, somebody just exploded and died. Now, you may be saying, but they have 11 and 12 deaths, etc. I cut out all the deaths that were us just bum rushing the point, and a couple of the Spider-Man's deaths I didn't even mention at all because he was just doing Spider-Man things and it didn't work out. And if you want to check the replay code, it's available. It's at the bottom of this screenshot. I'll zoom in on it for you just in case you really want to see it for yourself. But to say that I wasn't healing at all, like your brain just doesn't exist. Like it's not on this planet. Your brain cannot be sponsored by the Ridge wallet because it is Ridge list. It is buttery smooth. And you need to seek some sort of psychiatric evaluation, my brothers. You do. None of what I'm about to say here is new information. As someone who's played Overwatch since it launched, somebody who's played this game since it's launched, I'm here to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, some people would rather cut off their own genitalia, mutilate them, than play support. There are some people who would rather skewer their breasts and have them cosplay as rotisserie chickens at 700 degrees evenly baked before they click on playing a strategist in Marvel Rivals. And I'm here to tell you right now, it's annoying. It's frustrating because every time this quote-unquote non-engagement based matchmaker decides to bless me with a team, which we have no strategist mains, if I don't decide to be the one to actually go through with being a strategist, we wouldn't have one. And usually when someone decides, all right, I'll do it, and I let them do it, we got somebody who's got about as much common sense as two nickels being rubbed together. Because my God, it's not much. He's still poor mentally, and for whatever reason, it's like he's weaponizing his incompetence. They play dog water on purpose. So you go, fine, get off support, I'll do it. And then suddenly, it's like they turn their monitor on when they get to play the other role. So like at this point, I feel as though my hands are tied. And listen, I don't mind playing support, right? I don't really mind it. It's fine. The issue is when you do a good job, you save people. Why are you running towards me so he can eat us both? I don't know why people do that. Like, both supports should not run in the same direction if we know he's going to ult there, especially when we have all this open real estate in the back. But regardless, the overall state of the Marvel Rivals community might be one of the single most ungrateful communities of all time. And I mean, you brothers can't get a thank you. We can't get a, hey, good looks. We can't get a, whoo, thank you for topping me up. Thank you for that shield. Thank you for keeping me alive. Good ult in vid. Like, none of these things are ever articulated to the supports. Almost ever. But God forbid you let somebody who has the common sense of a donut run into a 1v6 buzzsaw and immediately die. They will somehow find a way to look at that situation, analyze it, go, calculating, rerouting in their brain, and they'll somehow come to the conclusion that it's the support's fault. Of course! It's not my fault that I decide to grab out my willy and just start helicoptering it like a sprinkler in front of 6 people going, come on, shoot me! And then when I finally explode and get what I deserve because I decided to mess around and find out like I was doing an 80% speed run of screwing the game up for my team, I have to take my 2 brain cells and rub them together and finally use my microphone that, by the way, I hadn't used all game to tell my backline, to tell my supports, you're late, Cloak and Dagger, your ult sucks! You're all bad! I've never had a good support in my life! Like, if you're a support player, bro, just turn the mics off. Just turn the mics off. Like, I'm giving you full authority and permission to just turn the mics off. It's very unfortunate how this game is unfolding for me right now, but, you know, it's all right. We're going to bounce back. Our Bucky will get it together, right? Right? And listen, I understand bad games happen. Like, I never make the fact that someone's having a bad game their problem through the voice chat, okay? I might be like, hey, man, you might want to swap it up. But outside of that, like, I'm not here to do the yelling game, and no. Don't worry, I got ult. Don't worry, we're not dying to it. I just didn't want to get frozen by that, and then we all die because I will admit our Cloak and Dagger's been a little slow on the peel, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We totally got this. This is an easy dub. We just gotta take it slow and actually push the buttons. We're pushing the buttons. We're pushing the buttons. We're bailing our Punisher out, and we're pushing the buttons. Head on a swoop. Like, I don't understand how we're running 3 supports and then somehow our Strange goes into Narnia and just like almost dies. Like, I'm all for, you know, you taking and playing cover, but like, you got to play in cover that gives you LOS to where you're in cover and we can actually help you. Look, all the support players out there who are making TikToks and videos about how much they don't like the game, I 100% get it. Like, the community is not helping whatsoever, okay? Everything that you do is almost underappreciated and leaves you in a state of feeling downtrodden or melancholic about everything in the game. And it doesn't really help that the last time you got a support in the game, he's basically just a glorified DPS and a low-budget Iron Man and Ultron. And then before that, the last one you got was Susan Storm. Wow. Wow. This really is the last support unit that we actually got that's a traditional support. Yeah, I see why y'all are tilted. And I know a lot of support players out there, they're very, very upset that every single patch that seems to come to this game, somehow, some way, they find a new and innovative way to buff dive. And I'm not gonna lie, like, the biggest complaints that I see from strategists are they hate Panther, they hate Psylocke, and now they added a tank that can displace their front line to make them even more susceptible to people diving them, etc., etc. And we gave Black Panther a bubble. We gave him an auto bubble team up. Like, at some point, we gotta start asking, is there someone out there that just hates strategists? And listen, I'm not doing damage control here for the Luna and Loki nerfs because those 100% need to happen. To be honest, I think the Luna nerfs weren't strong enough, and I'm still looking at Invisible Woman's bubble. We might want to touch on that, maybe have the cooldown actually start, not when the bubble hits the ground, but when the bubble dissipates, so it is a full 11 seconds of downtime, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. But it's crazy how we can touch down those obvious things after like several seasons. But some of the most complained about stuff that's almost just as complained about with the instant burst from like a Black Panther, etc. And we decide to, you know, once again buff those characters. Like, is that not insane? Like, is that not crazy? Like, could you imagine if they gave Luna's ult instead of a 2-second reduction, they made it 14 seconds? And then they said, we'll make it to where Snowflake only does like 5% auxiliary healing to compensate. Like, would that not be crazy? Would that not be insane? Because I feel like the people who hate dive, especially with how good magic is right now, Psylocke, etc., and once again, they added a flying vanguard who can literally scoop up your front line and displace them so you are even more vulnerable. I really don't see what this game is offering the strategist players outside of the big boony bikini butt shaking skins that they're adding to the game. And I mean, if you're into that, then hey, welcome to the Goon Saloon, ladies and gentlemen. But I feel like I crashed out a little bit too much in the past like 10 minutes. Like I should focus on the game and the. You know what? I hadn't died more than twice. You know, it was bound for me to die a third time. Yeah. I find it astonishing that they did all that and they still have not found a way to actually take the point from us. You know, it was kind of huge that our Bucky, who was doing literally buck nothing, his damage was literally buck naked and afraid out here in this game. I'm finally glad that they switched to that third support. That was very clutch. Allows us to actually heal and be able to rotate, play patty cake when we get dove by whoever wants to dive us. And I think their penny just fell off the map. Like, I didn't even push them. I think they literally just fell off the map. Well, I pushed that guy off the map. Bye-bye, Captain America. And also, poor Captain America, man. Poor Cap. Brother received more nerfs than grains of rice in an Uncle Ben box, and that's crazy. But anyways, if you made it this far, appreciate you for watching. Make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss the awesome content that's coming your way. And I'll see you guys next time.